Hi, have you ever asked what about? What about you? What about your home? What about your house? What about your finances? What about your debt? What about those credit cards? Well, today we're going to talk about those credit cards and how to get out of that credit card debt. Welcome to What About. I'm your host, Lachelle Tucker. And if you're ready, let's get started. There's two things you need to know, too, about your credit cards. Number one, those credit cards are yours. If you sign for them, they're yours. Number two, the money on those credit cards, they are not yours. That is not your money. Only when you use those cards do you get that debt. Now that becomes your money. Actually, it's your money to pay back. Yes, you use their money. You're not using your money. You're using their money. And they want you to pay them back. And you signed on saying, I want to use your money and I will pay you back. In other words, you signed for a loan. Yes, your credit card is a loan. If you have 3 credit cards, 4 credit cards, 10 credit cards, you have 10 loans out there that you have to be responsible for paying for. But that's okay. A lot of people asking me, Lachelle, how do I get out of debt? I want to be debt free. Well, let's start with your credit cards, okay? There are other avenues that I will be covering later, such as paying off your house, such as paying off other bills, such as other loans. But today we're going to focus right on the credit cards because that seems to be the one everybody's up arms about. I don't have the statistics of how much America owes and all that other rhetoric. We're ready to get to work. There's 3 things that you're going to need. You're going to need a pencil, paper, and a calculator. Those 3 things is what you're going to need. Actually, it's about 5 things because you're going to need to listen and to work. But as far as materials, you need 3 things. Pencil, paper, calculator. I don't care if it's a pen, marker, who cares? Anyway, let's get to work. First thing you need to do is, off the top of your head, write down every credit card, name of every credit card that you have. Let's see. We're going to start with, let's just say Chase. Capital One. Oh, what else? Let's just say Visa and MasterCard. These are the names of the credit cards off the top of my head. You might have a whole list, but I'm going to let you know now, if you cannot think of all your credit cards off the top of your head, you have too many. So the second thing you're going to need to do, go on your phone or whatever you have access to, pull up the total amount due on these credit cards. Not your monthly amount, not the minimum amount. Stay away from minimum amounts for right now. We want the total amount. So let's say your total amount for Chase is $2,000. Capital One, let's say that is $4,000. All you need, pencil and paper right now. Visa, $500. MasterCard, let's go something simple. Let's go 120. Okay? Now, I'll give you better than that. Let's erase this. Let's line them up. We had 2,000, 4,000, 500, 120. Now, add it up. The total amount that you owe on your credit cards with this example, $6,620. We're not going to discuss how much you're going to end up paying if you pay the minimum, or how much you're going to end up paying if you pay some now and some later. You probably already, you don't need to know that. What you need to know is what to do to get this done. That's all you need to know. How to pay this off. When you figure out how to pay this off, all that other is irrelevant because it's not going to apply to you. You got $6,620 in credit card debt. You have 4 credit cards. Now let's look at your monthly amount. Let's say for the $2,000 Chase card, your monthly amount is, we're going to go low. Let's say it is $120. Let's say Capital One. Monthly amount would be $80. I know. We're not doing the math, we're doing the numbers. On your Visa, we're going to go $50. On your MasterCard, we're going to go $30. Add it up. You are paying each month, if you're paying the minimum. Now we're talking about the minimum. If you are paying the minimum, you are paying $280 a month. You can afford that. Some of you can afford that. They're not counting on you being able to afford that because they don't care. What they count on is that you're seeing, oh, that's not bad. So I go out there and I spend some more money. I can pay this each month. But your total from your $2,000, $4,000, $500, $120 rises up to $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. And then your total amount per month, that's going to rise up. Because you just got food to believe in. You can afford to borrow these loans. So now you got to pay for it. And then when you don't, they want to jack up the interest rate. So tomorrow, you might be paying $80 on your credit card, but they jump up your interest rate because you missed a month. Or really because they want to, because they can. They can just jump it up. And they'll send you a letter saying they're going to jump it up. And then the next month, they jump it up. So now your $80 a month can turn to $100 a month. Your $50 a month can turn to $70 a month. Your $120 a month can turn to $200 a month. And I'm being modest about these numbers. But that's okay. I'm giving you numbers that you can see and simply add up. So you can do that with your own. Now, how are you going to get out of this? First, you're going to be determined. Second, you're not going to be scared. Get rid of being scared. Because scare only hinders you. It don't hinder the people around you. It doesn't hinder the credit card people who actually wants you to be scared, because that means they got you. But anyway, let's get rid of being scared. Let's get ready to work. You heard of the snowball effect. Dave Ramsey, if you haven't heard of him, Dave Ramsey, to me, is a guru. People say he don't work for everybody. Big deal. All you want to know, what can you get that'll work for you? Dave Ramsey has books, classes to teach you how to get out of debt. But I'm not recommending all that. All I'm recommending is that you at least learn the snowball effect. Take your pencil, your paper, and your calculator. First thing you do is figure out how much money you have coming in, which is called income. Let's put that in another color. Let's say your income is $4,000 a month. No, I'm sorry. Let's make that $6,000 a month. Let's make that $6,000 a month. Okay? Your income, $6,000 a month. The next thing you need to do is look at your other bills, not the credit cards. You already lined that up. Look at your other bills. Look at your payoff bills. Let's say your car note, your house note. Those are payoffs. Look at your non-payoffs. These are what I call them. I call them payoffs and non-payoffs. Look at your non-payoffs. Your light, gas, and water, your cable, your internet. I don't know why you still have cable, but hey. All those other bills that you have, your phone, that are everlasting to the things that you want. Look at those bills. Add all those monthly amounts up. Don't worry about the total amounts. Not right now. You're just adding up the monthly amounts. And let's say those monthly amounts is about, give me a number. You got $6,000 coming in a month. Your monthly amount of bills, let's just say they're about $5,500 a month. And this is not with your credit card. Okay, now, your monthly amount of other bills, including the payoffs, including your non-payoffs, $5,500 a month. Which, of course, you know, take that $6,000 that you make after taxes that you bring home. This is your bring home pay. After taxes, subtract that $5,500 from that $6,000. And I'm using layman terms here. They will leave you with $500 left. If you did not include your food or your gas, then I recommend that you do. Try to estimate how much you'll use for food per month. Estimate how much you'll use for gas each month. And then stick to that. Stick to that, because those are adjustable amounts that you can adjust sitting right here. You can just say, okay, from now on, I'm only going to spend, let's see, it's 4 of us in the family. For groceries, I'm only going to spend, out of $500, I'm going to spend $300 a month. You say, how are you going to do that? Hey, there are stories out there about how people ate those noodles, how people was eating out of these cans, making canned food. There's stories out there about how to be a prepper, how to be a homesteader, how to grow your own vegetables. Hey, get you a pot, grow some tomatoes. Hey, whatever you want to do, figure out a way, okay? This way, you'll learn something. Your family will gain something, and that resource will be yours. Even if the eggs are $9. Hey, you'll have other resources that they can't take from you because it belongs to you. Now, let's get back to the credit cards. So, okay, so $300 a month. Now you're going to, for gas, you'll be stuck. You'll be stuck because you most likely, most of us are not spending $100 a month on gas. So we're going to have to sit here and say, I can't do that. So we're going to change that. We're going to change that. We're going to go to the gas. How much am I going to spend on gas a month? Let's go $300 a month. They might be a little over the top, but we're just here pushing out numbers. The reality is, when you start driving, load up your car with gas, and then keep up with how long it takes for you to get to at least the halfway mark. And you can calculate from there. When you get to that halfway mark, you know you spent, let's say, $40. And you're at that halfway mark, then let's just say that's $20. It's $20 from you to get from full to half, okay? So that means the next $20 will be from half to empty, per se, okay? So now you know $20, how long it took you to spend that $20. Let's say it might have taken you 3 days from the routes that you be taking and the routines that you be doing and not counting your extras. Let's say 3 days. It took you 3 days to get to that halfway mark. Some of you, it took you a couple of hours because some of you drive long distances to get to that halfway mark. But whatever time that takes, you calculate that and say, how many times do I do this per day, per week, per month? And you calculate that $20. And you say, okay, doubling it, it was up to that $40. This is how long it's going to take me to use $40. This is how long it's going to take me to use $40. And now you know how to calculate how much money you're going to use on gas per month. But going back to your groceries, you're going to have to manipulate that a little bit on your own. Because it depends on how many people in your family, how y'all eat, and what you eat, and where you shop. Okay. So now you use, let's just say $300 left pertaining to your gas and pertaining to your food from your $500. Let's go. Food and gas. It's $300. We just coming up with a number. A month from your $500. Food and gas, $300 a month. Coming from the $500, that leaves you with $200 left a month for you to do something with. But that's not sad. That's actually good. I have counseled a lot of people who when I did their numbers, showed them that actually you are not in a bad situation. You are in a good situation. You are in a good situation because you have at least $10 to start with. If you got at least $10 to start with, all you're looking for is that start, because you're going to start doing them numbers. And you say, well, I can do it with $5. Do your thing. Do your thing with fine. Every dollar count. Ask the people who's taking it. Every dollar count. Now, let's get busy paying these bills off. I need a new board, but not right now. You have $200 left to pay off bills that are $280 a month. Now you don't have the money. So what you do is you look at the bills that has the lowest amount. Your MasterCard was $120. And that's your total, $120. But you paying the minimum. Stop paying the minimum. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take that MasterCard and you're gonna do the snowball effect. You're gonna take that $200 that you have. You're gonna pay your minimum on. Well, you can't even pay all the minimum because your minimum equals up to $280. But that's okay. Believe it or not, we're going to get real. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to pay off that MasterCard. Pay off that MasterCard. $200 minus 280. I'm sorry, 200 minus 120 is how much? Oh, I know that's wrong. Oh, you need your calculator. I hear 180. Too many ones. $80. That leaves you with $80 to pay on to pay on to the rest of your credit cards. I ain't say the rest of your bills because you already subtracted your bills. You paid those bills. This is what you got left over for just your credit cards. And you're like, oh, that's gonna give me a hit if I don't pay my minimum on the rest of these credit cards. I'm not going to tell you to take that hit. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. But I am going to tell you, if you take that hit and you pay that $80 this time and miss the minimum on one of the other bills or a couple of the other bills, that next month, how much money do you have left over? If you don't bring in any other money, and if you stay on that schedule that you stayed on considering your food and your gas, I'm not talking about going to parties. I'm not talking about going on vacations. I'm not talking about doing any extra stuff. I'm not talking about doing a shopping spree and doing a splurge. I'm talking about none of that. None of that. This is your year. You are the vacation. You are the extra splurge. You are the relevant in this situation. Make it be so. If you paid off that MasterCard, it's gone. Put it up. I'm not telling anybody to cut no credit cards because I know credit cards are, in these days, I would say, they are needed. And no, a lot of people that I listen to do not teach that. But hey, I don't have the money they have. Do you? So now you have $120 that you don't have to pay for your minimum. You don't have to pay next month. So now you take that $120. You're not buying new shoes. Go in that closet and look through them shoes, dust them off. Wear them shoes. Find something you ain't worn in a while. And people are like, oh, girl, where you get those from? You say, oh, these old things? Yeah, we like saying that. These old things, I've been had this. That's right. You've been had it. You've been spent the money, and you still paying on it. You're probably paying on it still with these MasterCard, and you bought it last year. Might as well wear it this year because you're paying for it this year. Now, your next bill. Go to that next bill. Pay that $120 on the principal of that next bill. Pay it. Put that money, and I know you're saying, well, the credit card ain't nothing but principal. Your mentality is you're paying the principal on that next bill, okay? Because it is a loan. And when you get through paying these credit cards off, that's how you're going to be looking at your car to pay that off. That's how you're going to be looking at your house to pay that off. So you might as well get into the mentality of it right now. I'm paying principal because I run this. Okay? Take that $120. Go to the next lowest amount. Get busy. Pay that off. Pay the minimums if you can, but pay that second bill off. Oh, wait a minute. If you paid off 2 credit cards, I said within 3 months, maybe 4 months. Within 4 months, you got 12 months in a year. So that's 8 months that you don't have them credit cards. 8 months without those 2 credit cards. Just don't touch them. Just don't touch them. Unless it's an emergency. Don't touch them. So now, you pay those 2 bills off, them 2 credit cards, those 2 loans off. You go to the third one. You do the same thing. You roll it on down. Roll it on down. That snowball is building up momentum. Snowball. When you roll up a little bit of snowball and you roll it down a hill, because those credit cards are going downhill. It gets rolling, and it builds up momentum. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So do you. Your momentum is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You are not activated because you are working. Before you know it, I would say, I know it's going to sound strange, but within 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, no outstanding credit card debt. I didn't say no credit card debt. I said no outstanding credit card debt. Credit cards that you used for emergencies. Or even, hey, let's get real. You want to spend sometimes. But hey, plan your money. Plan your money. You got your schedule already set out. People say budget. I said schedule. You already got it scheduled out. Look at your schedule. How much can you spend next month? If you're going to whip out that credit card to get those points, how much can you spend next month? You can't go on that big old vacation that the family wants to take? Hey, ask them to pay your bills. Ask them, hey, let's do a GoFundMe. Y'all donate so I can go. For me. Okay? Anyway, it has been great talking to you all. Get your pencil, get your paper, get your calculator. And enjoy your day. What about my credit cards? Now you got the answer. Y'all have a blessed day.